Hey, parents, this is Michael Bean. I'm your child's English teacher. You probably already know that, but just thought I'd throw that out there. Um, it's progress report time, and I don't know if y'all been watching on the news. There's a national ink shortage, so we've been instructing not to print progress reports unless directly requested. Do me a favor. If you're on Power School, continue to check your child's Power School. If you don't have Power School, you can totally sign up for it. All you need to do is email the front office, Miss Rebecca Matthews, or just come by the front office. It takes 30 seconds to set up. It does not take long at all. So that's always something to look forward to. This is what a normal progress report would look like in normal time. I wanted to make sure I walk through all this stuff with you. Your child gets one of these, in my class, and I always say, I don't care if they show it to you or not, but if they get them signed, they get 10 bonus points, and if they don't get them signed, that's between them and their grade. I always tell them I don't care, because I know personally, when I was growing up, I didn't want my parents to see my progress report because it was terrible. Anyways, it's what it looks like. It's done chronologically, so I guess I'm going to start on the back. I want to make sure I break down all these grades for you. Um, if you guys are not getting my Remind, oh my gosh, for the love of all things beautiful, please sign up for Remind. All you gotta do is text at Mr. Bean 7th to 81010, and boom, I'll annoy the crap out of you multiple times a day of my messages. I have a Twitter account for our class too. It's at Teaching Bean. Everything I post on Remind, I also post on Twitter, so it doesn't matter which way you go. But check this out: the first grade of the 9 weeks was book report number 1. We started that in September. It was due in October. It should have been an easy walk in the park. You can see this kid, they made 100 on it. It was a 6-paragraph essay they had to write that went along with the book. I mean, you either read the book, you didn't, you either did the book report or you didn't. It's pretty straight up right there. That was their first major grade. I'm going to flip it back over to the front because, like I said, it's going chronologically, so start from the oldest. Hey, y'all, whenever we do IXL, should be an easy 100. It should be. It should be. A lot of these things, y'all, are easy 100s as long as you're in class, you're paying attention, you're doing that thing you're supposed to be doing. That should have been an easy 100. The boogeyman questions, we read that story in class. All 3 classes answer at least half the questions in class. So if your child doesn't have the best grade, they may not have been paying attention because we answered half the questions in class. They had to do the rest for homework. Same thing with the Jekyll and Hyde questions. Right here, you have an open note, literature of terror and suspense quiz. It came straight from the notes. This child right here made a 97. He did pretty good. He or she did pretty good. So that's fantastic. If they make lower than a 90 on the open note test or quiz, there's something wrong with their notes. Everything I give them, I always hole punch and I say, it goes in your handy dandy. And then they say, notebook. And if they're making lower than 90, they're either not taking good notes or they're not keeping up their notebook. EOG practice on the Mothman. We read that article in class. If a kid struggles on EOG practice, it's not the end of the world. It's simply designed to get them ready for the EOG coming up in May. I know it's November. Why are we getting ready for an EOG in October and November? Because practice makes perfect. So this is something that EOG practice they struggle on. It's not the end of the world. And those grades are kind of curved to run accordingly to that. The Jackson running assignment, we did that in class. It should be an easy 100 as long as they pay attention and follow the directions. Check it out. Our boys soccer team, they won the conference championship, which is awesome. I told them if they won, everybody will get 100. So every single kid got an easy 100 in the grade book. They had to do nothing to get that, okay? Thank all of our soccer players. I'm scared to listen. I'll fear I'll forget somebody, but like Ethan, Jack, Neil, we had about 8 soccer players. They won the conference championship, so everybody got 100. So your child should have 100 in there, which is fantastic. Every week we do a Flipboard article. They should be easy 100s. Notice how I say a lot of these things are easy 100s. Wow. Dr. Heidegger's experiment questions, we did half of them in class. Lanza Slaughter questions, we did half of them in class. Flipboard number 7. They did an essay the week of Halloween called "To Trick or Treat or Not to Trick or Treat" about their stance on age restrictions when it comes to trick or treating. Um, we worked on it for 3 days in class. It was a whole multiple step process. They did a journal with it. They did a word tweet with it. They read an article. They did some brainstorming with it. They did an outline. They actually wrote the essay. We did that over the course of 3 days in class. Um, so should have been done. If your child did not turn in, they have it in their Google Docs. They need to turn in. The Halloween activity, that was on the 29th. That was my Halloween class. I don't know if they told you about it, but they had a mystery to solve, and that was William Shakespeare had been murdered. They had to figure out who killed William Shakespeare, and all they had to do that day was keep up with all the notes as we did the mystery and participate, and it should have been easy 100. Again, should have been easy 100. Legend of Sleepy Hollow questions, we did half of those in class. They had time in class to get that done. EOG practice on the make a light, and then IXL and themes, quotations, and addresses. Y'all, IXL, there's 2 IXL grades in here. There's one right there, organizing by topic and info. Another one right there. IXL is another one that I know the kids aren't crazy about it, but when you do IXL and you get like a question wrong, it tells you what you did wrong and how to fix in the future. So, like, if your kid is struggling with IXL, they may not be reading what it's telling them to do and how to get it right in the future. So, if your child's like at the computer, like crying their eyes, like, "Oh, I can't do this," they may not be reading what how it's correcting them. So, IXLs again should be easy 100s. I do grade a lot of stuff, and I've probably got 5 more things that I have not graded yet for this progress report that I'm working on. I give a lot of assignments, y'all, because anybody can have a bad day. And the worst feeling in the world is having a bad day and then having that bad day kind of ruin your entire 9 weeks. So, yeah, I give a lot of work, but it's designed to make sure that if you have a bad day, it's not the end of the world. So, there are a few major grades in here. There's the book report, that's 1. There's the open note quiz, that's 2. And then the 3rd is the essay. They turned in an essay the other day for me as well that I'm going to grade, so that'll be a 4th major grade right there. But again, I give a lot of work because anybody can have a bad day, and if they have 1 bad day, it won't ruin their grade. 2 bad days may not ruin their grade, but they have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 bad days, yeah, their probably grade is not fantastic. Up at the very top, that's what this child has right now. That doesn't mean that's what they're going to have for the rest of the 9 weeks. This is actually, look at them. They are like, their batting average is perfect right there. They had 97 the first 9 weeks and 97 the second 9 weeks so far. I'm going to circle that. That grade could go up. It could most definitely go down. We don't want it to go down. Definitely not below a 90, because then it'd be in B territory. But this kid is obviously doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not missing any assignments or anything. So, if you have any questions, y'all, send me an email, beanm@advancedcharter.org. Give me 36 hours to respond to you. I got a lot of crazy emails, but no crazy emails from parents. But I do get a lot of emails. So, if you got a question, holler at me. I'll gladly respond to you. And if we need to, we can sit down and do a conference, figure out what's going wrong or right. Everything that we've done so far is close to. In fact, let me show you all this. We're gonna. Well, I can't be. Never mind. I won't be able to. Well, here we go. We're gonna do this. You get a call, Ghostbusters. All right, so in Google Classroom, guys, or ladies and gentlemen, let's go on here. This is my first period. You can see how everything's posted by the week. So we're reading a book right now called Ghost. It's about a boy that lived in the city, and he's in 7th grade, and he comes from a single family, and he has discovered the joy of running track, and that's what we're doing right now. So you can tell today, we've done a lot with ghosts, but everything is literally everything I do is posted to Google Classroom. Not literally everything, but I try to post almost every. Oops, I made it disappear. Post it to Google Classroom. That way, if you have questions or a kid is sitting at home, like if they're sick, and they're like, I don't know what to do, they can look in Google Classroom. Almost everything they're doing in class is on Google Classroom. I try to design it that way. So if a kid is going to miss school for whatever reason, they won't get left behind the shuffle. And they definitely can't come at you with, I don't know what to do. So definitely look at your child's Google Classroom. If they're claiming that they don't have access to something, holler at me, we can fix it. Or if they don't know what to do, holler at me, we can fix it. But yeah, there's no reason to have a bad grade in my class because pretty much it's very straightforward. If you're paying attention and doing what you're supposed to be doing, it should be a walk in the park. Okay. I've blabbered on for 11 minutes. That's entirely way too long for a video. So mom and dad, if you have questions, holler at me. If you don't have questions, that's fine too. Please take PowerSchool. If you don't have access to PowerSchool, please let us know. We will hook you up with PowerSchool because it's 2021 and oh my gosh, there's no reason not to have PowerSchool. So we will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.